The Indian subcontinent bears the scars of a tumultuous past, etched deeply by the partition of 1947. This event birthed India and Pakistan, sowing the seeds of a bitter rivalry. 3 major wars and countless skirmishes defined their relationship. The line of control in Kashmir symbolizes their unresolved differences. This essay delves into the Kargil War and Balakot airstrike to understand the Indo-Pak conflict. The Kargil War shattered a period of relative peace. The Balakot airstrike marked the shift in India's military posture. Both events underscore the volatile Indo-Pak relationship. The unresolved Kashmir dispute fuels mistrust and animosity. Dialogue and diplomacy are crucial to prevent further escalation. In the summer of 1999, India and Pakistan clashed in the icy heights of Kargil. Pakistani forces infiltrated Indian territory, sparking a high-altitude conflict. India launched Operation Vijay, mobilizing troops and air power. By July, India declared victory, recapturing all lost territory. The Kargil War was a costly victory, with many soldiers losing their lives. 2 decades after the Kargil War, Indo-Pak relations were once again pushed to the brink following a deadly terrorist attack in Pulwama, Kashmir. On February 14, 2019, a suicide bomber rammed an explosive-laden vehicle into a convoy of Indian security forces, killing 40 personnel. The attack, claimed by the Pakistan-based terrorist group Jaish-e-Mohammed, sent shockwaves through India and sparked outrage across the nation. In a significant departure from its traditional policy of restraint, India responded with airstrikes on a GEM training camp in Balakot, Pakistan. The strikes, carried out by Indian Air Force Mirage 2000 fighter jets in the early hours of February 26, 2019, marked the first time since the 1971 war that Indian aircraft had crossed the line of control. India claimed that the strikes had destroyed a significant terrorist infrastructure and inflicted heavy casualties. Pakistan, while initially downplaying the impact of the strikes, responded by scrambling its own fighter jets, leading to an aerial engagement between Indian and Pakistani aircraft over the skies of Kashmir. The dogfight resulted in the downing of an Indian MiG-21 Bison and a Pakistani F-16. The captured pilot of the Indian jet was later released by Pakistan as a gesture of peace. The aftermath of the Balakot airstrikes witnessed a surge in military tensions along the line of control. Cross-border firing incidents, ceasefire violations, and infiltration attempts by militants increased significantly. Both India and Pakistan stepped up their military deployments along the LOC, deploying additional troops, artillery, and surveillance equipment. In August 2019, India revoked Article 370 of its constitution, which had granted special status to Jammu and Kashmir. The move, which integrated the state fully into the Indian Union, was met with strong condemnation from Pakistan. Islamabad downgraded diplomatic ties with New Delhi and suspended bilateral trade. The international community, while acknowledging India's right to determine its internal affairs, expressed concerns over the potential for further instability in the region. The following years saw a continuation of the tense standoff between India and Pakistan. Despite the heightened tensions, both sides engaged in occasional back-channel diplomacy to prevent an accidental escalation. The trust deficit between the 2 nations remained wide, and the risk of a miscalculation leading to a larger conflict remained a constant concern. The enduring rivalry between India and Pakistan has fueled a dangerous arms race in South Asia. Both countries continue to invest heavily in modernizing their militaries, acquiring advanced weaponry, and expanding their nuclear arsenals. India, with its larger economy and defense budget, has embarked on an ambitious military modernization program. It has signed multi-billion-dollar deals with countries like the United States, France, and Russia to acquire advanced fighter jets, attack helicopters, missile defense systems, and artillery guns. India is also developing its own indigenous defense industry, with a focus on self-reliance in critical technologies. Pakistan, facing resource constraints, has sought to maintain a credible deterrent against India's conventional military superiority by focusing on its nuclear arsenal. Islamabad continues to develop and test new ballistic and cruise missiles capable of carrying nuclear warheads. The ongoing arms race between India and Pakistan is a major concern for the international community. The risk of a nuclear conflict, whether intentional or accidental, is a chilling possibility. The spectre of nuclear war hangs over South Asia, casting a long shadow on the lives of over 1.8 billion people. India and Pakistan, both possessors of nuclear weapons, have repeatedly come close to conflict in recent decades. The possibility of a nuclear exchange, however remote, is a terrifying prospect with potentially catastrophic consequences for the region and the world. India conducted its first nuclear tests in 1974, declaring itself a peaceful nuclear power. Pakistan followed suit in 1998, citing the need to maintain a credible deterrent against India. Since then, both countries have steadily expanded their nuclear arsenals, developing a range of delivery systems, including ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and aircraft. Both countries maintain a policy of no first use, but reserve the right to retaliate with nuclear weapons if attacked. The international community has a vital role to play in mitigating the risks of nuclear conflict in South Asia. The volatile relationship between India and Pakistan is a source of deep concern for the international community. The two nuclear-armed neighbors have fought multiple wars and engaged in numerous military confrontations, posing a constant threat to regional and global security. The United States, as a major global power with close ties to both India and Pakistan, has a crucial role to play in diffusing tensions. Washington has repeatedly called for dialogue and diplomacy to resolve outstanding issues between the two countries. However, its influence has waned in recent years, particularly with the withdrawal of US troops from Afghanistan and the growing strategic partnership between China and Pakistan. China, as Pakistan's all-weather friend, has emerged as a key player in the region. Beijing's economic and military support for Islamabad, coupled with its growing assertiveness in the Indo-Pacific, has added a new layer of complexity to the regional security architecture. The international community must work collaboratively to address the root causes of the Indo-Pak conflict, including the unresolved Kashmir dispute. Promoting dialogue, diplomacy, and confidence-building measures between the two countries is essential. The enduring conflict between India and Pakistan has had a profound impact on the lives of millions of people in the region. Beyond the battlefield casualties, the constant threat of violence, the militarization of society, and the diversion of resources from development to defense have taken a heavy toll on human development and social progress. The people of Kashmir, caught in the crossfire of the conflict, have borne the brunt of the suffering. Thousands have been killed, injured, or displaced due to violence and insecurity. The militarization of the region has led to human rights violations, restrictions on movement, and a climate of fear and intimidation. The economic costs of the conflict are also immense. Both India and Pakistan spend a significant portion of their budgets on defense, diverting resources that could be used for education, healthcare, poverty alleviation, and infrastructure development. The lack of economic cooperation and the closure of trade routes have hindered economic growth and prosperity in the region. The international community must prioritize addressing the humanitarian consequences of the conflict and work towards a peaceful resolution that benefits all. The road to peace between India and Pakistan is fraught with challenges. Decades of mistrust, entrenched positions, and the weight of history make finding a lasting solution a daunting task. However, the human cost of continued conflict and the risks of a nuclear confrontation necessitate a relentless pursuit of peace, however elusive it may seem. Dialogue, however difficult, remains the only viable path to resolving the outstanding issues that divide the two nations. Back-channel diplomacy, confidence-building measures, and people-to-people contact can help to reduce tensions and build trust. Addressing the root causes of the conflict, including the Kashmir dispute, is essential for a durable peace. The international community has a crucial role to play in facilitating dialogue, providing good offices and mediating between the two sides. Economic cooperation, trade, and cultural exchanges can help to build bridges and foster a sense of shared destiny. Addressing non-traditional security threats such as terrorism, climate change, and water scarcity requires collaboration and a recognition of common interests. The pursuit of peace, however challenging, is a moral imperative and the only hope for a brighter future.